So Nintendo surprised us yesterday with a Nintendo Switch partner showcase, and the last one wasn't super great. And this one also really didn't hit it out of the park very much for most people, and I'm definitely in that same group. Now, I will say that there were two games that were talked about that did interest me. The first one being the Kingdom Hearts game. Yes, it's not the Kingdom Hearts game that we want, but it is the one that we are getting coming this November. But the second game was World of Tanks Blitz, honestly, just because it was free. And who doesn't love free stuff, right? Well, is this free game a game that's actually worth checking out? We're going to dive into that in my review of World of Tanks Blitz. Yo, what is going on, you guys? Thank you so much for tuning into this video. My name is Ryan, aka Arpit, for any of you guys that are new here to the channel. Make sure to subscribe and like this video if you guys enjoy these Nintendo Switch reviews. But without further ado, let's get into World of Tanks Blitz for the Nintendo Switch. Now we are going to get into just a quick summary of the game, the things I loved about the game, the things that needed some work, and then my overall verdict. So this game is an online game that throws you into 7v7 matchups where your goal is either to destroy all the other enemy tanks or capture the base. And I will say capturing the base definitely is more rare. More often than not, you'll probably be destroying all the other enemy tanks. Now, this sounds very simple, but what makes this game very unique is that there are tons and tons of upgrades and different tanks to unlock. So you not only have tanks to unlock, but you also have different customizations with your equipment and things like that that allow you to further upgrade your current tank. Now, anyone that's familiar with military tanks should love this game because these are real tanks that do exist or did exist in the past. And one thing I'll say, not adding it into the pros, but if you do download this game on the Nintendo Switch anytime between now and September 9th, you can receive a Nintendo Switch bundle for free, which gives you a tier 2 tank, a garage slot, 1,000 gold, and premium for 3 days. Now, jumping into the pros of this game is there are hundreds of tanks to unlock. Choosing between 8 different countries offers you many different tanks that are available. Now, there are 4 different types of tanks that you can play with. There are light, medium, and heavy tanks, and then tank destroyers, each offering a different way to play the game. Now, because there are so many different tanks to unlock, you definitely won't run out of things to upgrade or unlock, at least not for a very long time. As far as the actual gameplay is concerned and getting into the games, the queue times are extremely short, the environments look super well done, and the tank noises and the movements definitely feel like you're in a tank. So that definitely means you're gonna need some getting used to the mechanics, right? So you're moving with the left stick, but then also aiming with the right stick. A lot of games, depending on the way you're facing, controls how you move, but not in this game. The left stick strictly controls your movement, and then the right stick strictly is your aim. Now, some of you might like this, some of you might not like this. It definitely took a lot of getting used to for myself, probably a good hour before I really felt comfortable with the controls. Now, with some of these pros, you actually run into some of the more difficult things in this game. Now, one of the biggest drawbacks is at the very beginning when you jump right in, you really feel like you are progressing a lot and you just are really excited to unlock all the different things. However, that's also kind of where you run into the paywall, and unfortunately you don't get super far before you hit that paywall. So that paywall comes in pretty much when you hit the Mark IV tanks, which you can easily get to within an hour and a half, especially using what's given to you in the Nintendo Switch bundle. Even without that though, you can definitely make it to this within an hour and a half to 2 hours. Once you've hit this progression point, you are literally going to need to battle for hours before you earn enough currency and battle experience in order to get to the Mark V tanks. Now, this is obviously, like I said, where the paywall hits, where you can just pay to get all of that currency so that you can dive right in to the next tank that you can unlock. One way that you can kind of get around this a little bit is you can start unlocking tanks in the different countries and start working your way on those, because the currency that you earn with any of the tanks you can use across any of the tanks, whereas the experience points are strictly for the tank that you are using in that match. So the experience you earn with one tank will not transfer over into another tank. However, even with this, it's still going to take you multiple hours before you're going to get what you need, unless you pay the money to get into that next Mark V tank. This was kind of a problem for me because I do think I really was enjoying my time with the game, but it just gets so repetitive playing with the same tank with the same upgrades just over and over and over again, to the point where I was just kind of done at that point and I really needed a break. And that was kind of sad for me just because I do think I was starting to really enjoy the game a lot, and then I hit this point and was kind of just frustrated. Going along with the paywall is a lot of the upper tier tanks that are really good can only be unlocked with gold, which you, from my knowledge, cannot earn through just battling. The only thing you can battle or earn through the battles are the regular currency and the battle experience, but the actual gold that you need to unlock some of these tanks is non-existent unless you put money into the game. Now you can get up to a Mark 10 tank, and so I think that's where I was frustrated, is because I haven't even unlocked the Mark 5 tank yet, and it's going to take me so long. I can only imagine how many hours I'm going to have to put in order to even just get to that next tier tank. The last drawback I'll mention is the game is very team oriented, and this is a drawback really just because while it's very team oriented, there's not really a great way to communicate with your teammates unless you are jumping in with people that you know. But if you're playing with a bunch of random people, there's no way to like mark a point where you're headed or mark a point where an enemy is. It's really just hoping you all go in the same direction so that you have the best chance of winning. And that's not necessarily the worst thing if you've got other people to play with, but I played all of my time just by myself with random people, and so that part did get kind of frustrating at points where we would just get absolutely decimated because we were just all doing our own thing. So, is this a game worth checking out for yourself and taking that time to download a free game? Even though a game's free, you know, you've got to take the time to download it, check it out, figure everything out, and then sometimes you get into it and you find you didn't really love it, right? So hopefully this gives you an idea of whether or not this game is for you. Now, just to summarize really fast, the game does an awesome job of feeling like you are manning an actual tank. I do think the gameplay is going to be something that's going to vary between different players, whether or not you like the actual gameplay itself. There's not a lot to it, so I do think you can get a pretty good idea from how I've explained it just with the 7v7, but even just getting used to the controls and everything can take some time, so that's probably going to be more player specific whether or not you like that kind of gameplay. But the gameplay itself, as far as how it looks and everything, it looks really great. The noise is really great with the actual tanks and everything, so those are all positive. The drawback in this game is definitely the paywall, and that's absolutely the biggest thing. You run into it not too far down the road, and so that can be something that can definitely frustrate a lot of players if you're not willing to put money into the game. For me, I'm probably not going to dive back into this game, honestly. I just think the paywall is too much of a big deal once you've hit those Mark 5 tanks, that I'm just not going to be one that's going to go back into it. Now, a lot of people are going to love this game enough where they want to put the money into it and keep playing, and that's totally fine. And I think if you like the gameplay itself, then that's going to be something that is worth it for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, again, make sure and like the video and subscribe for all of y'all that are new here to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.